Hello and welcome back to the epic journey of Ahmed of Morocco, who is living in Scarborough in this universe. Ahmed!
I noticed something kind of annoying, but hilarious at the same time. Is, you know, the city size is 4.
Yeah.
When you actually click on the city, it actually says 4 citizens. And given that it takes quite a few turns for another citizen to be born and there to be 5, and then when you look at the calendar and you see how many years pass, which is infinitely longer than the average human lifespan, you kind of think, how are they reproducing?
Well, I think you have to look at it as in it's a depiction of the population rather than there are 5 people living in this city. It's
No,
representative.
there are 4 people in Scarborough, and before there can be 5, about 300 years must pass. How is this possible?
I think there's more than 4 people in the city. I think it's just representation of how big. Like if you click on it, it might show you somewhere. If you maybe not.
4 citizens.
I'm pretty sure it's just representative because when you end the game, it will tell you your statistics for your civilization, and your population will be far more than the added number of your cities. You imagine 4 people just living on a hill going, right. Besides, if there are only 4 people, the civilization would die out due to inbreeding, and the barbarians are just rampantly attacking my guys up north. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I have to recall my scout before they get...
north?
Well, there's just barbarians up north. So I'm now farming up these tiles and building a pasture here. This will help the city grow a bit. I'll send my spearmen up to deal with these nuisances up here. At some point I'm going to have to build an archer to take out the camp itself, because it's difficult for a melee unit to actually deal with the camp that spawns these idiots. But an archer can easily take it out.
I actually ate a bag of plantain chips today. They were quite tasty.
I see. Did that increase your food output? Right, so I'm going to wait here.
I don't output food.
Everyone outputs food. I'm going to do nothing here because this unit, the hand axe, it can bombard in a 1 tile radius around itself. So I'm going to wait and then let it come in when I can attack it without it being able to attack me first. In the longer game,
So
we need to get some money. We're losing money at the moment, partly because we stole that worker. But once we get these luxuries hooked up and stuff, it should be fine. Or once the city grows a couple of points. I'm hoping we get the Great Library.
Stitsy scatterbrained idiots like me, can we just have a refresher of what's going on? So I know we've got copper, and we've got 1 city, 2 city-states nearby, we've stolen a worker, and we're on an island. And what are we working on?
Working on? Well, our capital is currently attempting to build the Great Library, which is a wonder. Now, wonders, obviously, only one wonder can exist in the world at any one time. So if another civilization succeeds in building the Great Library in 14 turns, which is quite possible on this difficulty setting, then we will not build it, and we will, we refunded in gold the amount we've spent on the actual wonder, but it's not good in any way if we're beaten to it. But the risks are worth it. The risks are always worth it. If we can actually build it.
To be honest, I think for the sake of humanity, the Great Library cannot be built in Scarborough instead of Alexandria?
But are you saying that Scarborough is perhaps not the most culturally, intelligent city? I think Scarborough is a very fine culture. This barbarian is
I'm saying
proving to be a tough.
I'm saying that even in David Cameron's multicultural Britain, in an area where you only put on socks if it gets below -10, there may be better places to build the Great Library.
Well, this is a different Scarborough. This is a Scarborough in the desert. This is desert Scarborough, if you can imagine that. Can you imagine desert Scarborough? Imagine if Scarborough
Can we
was
call the next desert city we build Crassia?
Crassia. We could do, because it would be a desert city. We'd have to build it on an oasis. It's the only way this would work. Alright, this barbarian, I'm going to move back into my territory and heal up. Your units will heal faster if they're within your borders, your cultural borders, which is this line. Oh balls, I got a misclick now. But yeah, they'll heal up quicker now. What we don't want is this barbarian to move onto this tile, which he's now going to do because I misclicked. Because if he goes onto here, he's going to pillage it and then it'll heal him up.
You fool of a toque!
It's okay. He'll be in city bombard range. Oh, he's going to attack my scout
the
instead.
The one or two times I've been in hospital, I know that knowing that I was within my own cultural borders made a huge difference to the healing. My wounds just, knitted shut all by themselves.
Well, just imagine if you were in somewhere where your culture had no influence. You're being treated by doctors who have no concept of Star Wars or any of these popular works. They don't know what Lord of the Rings is. How can they possibly treat your wounds?
Indeed.
I sure don't know. Oh, Cape Town desires a trade route, does it? I will have to work on that. Oh, what is all this? There's so many barbarians coming. It's ridiculous. How am I supposed to work?
Invading.
How am I supposed to work when there's barbarians everywhere? These archers are annoying. I have to deal with them. The warrior is like whatever, but the archer can bombard my guys from a distance. I'm gonna have to melee it down at some stage. We'll see what they do. Alright, 9 turns to a great library. Come on! Come on, we'll build a great library in Scarborough. It'll be great.
So barbarous.
They are very barbarous. Hopefully they
So
bombard
do
the
we even
Scarborough.
have anything to trade with Cape Town?
Cape Town, well, the way city-states work is you don't actually trade with them. You just sort of, you basically just feed them gold. That's pretty much all you do. I mean, Cape Town is massively angry with us, so we're gonna have to wait a while for that to go away. But you basically just give them gifts of gold, and they become your ally and start giving you shit. Like. That one's
gold
maritime.
Something we're in short supply of.
Yeah, it is. We don't really have the gold to give them right now. But that's fine. It's like, that's to be expected at this stage of the game. Right, so we could poke this guy, which I might do anyway. We just need to get this guy out of our hair. We just need to get him dead. Get him dead. And then we can move in on this archer. Take care of the problem. Nip it in the bud before they can even get into our farms and start pillaging them like the asshats they are. I will not tolerate pillaging. You don't pillage my village. 8 turns. Should go down a bit because this is going to give more production.
Ah, we built a little pen for the sheep.
Yeah. And now they give more food because sheep in a pen are generally more healthy and nutritious. And sheep that aren't in a pen, that's common knowledge.
Wait, are these workers on like autopilot or something? Or have you told them to go and put a mine in that copper vein?
I've told them to do that. If we mine the copper, we get our luxury up. I mean, this isn't terribly helpful. I mean, well, getting the luxury is we need to do this, because for every luxury you have available, I think it's 3 or 4 happiness for your civ. So you need it, but we don't. Getting any extra ones here is useless until we find another civilization to trade with. We don't have any, because for some reason the game has put us on the fucking island of sheep in the middle of nowhere. Alright, so this guy's been promoted.
Don't be dissing the island of sheep. Oh, can we rename him?
Yes, we can. Now, yes, you're going to rename him something. We've got Yakuza. Is this guy going to be the Mafia?
No, because he's a scout, not a warrior. Don't be silly.
Scout Mafia?
Ludicrous.
If you called him
No.
Ludicrous, he's like the rapping scout.
No, for a scout you need him to be like Rambo, but the Rambo with a W to indicate that he's the young, more vibrant Rambo and not the looks like he's had a stroke, drools out of one side of his mouth, Sylvester Stallone.
Well, that's what a prolonged war will do to you, I suppose. So you want to call him Wambo, is what you're getting at here.
No, Rambo.
Oh, I see.
As in Rambo, but with a W on the end. Yes,
Now he sounds
that is Rambo's son.
This is dangerously close to Rainbow. The gay Rambo. He goes out into the wilderness in he's like a scout, but he goes out dressed in like multicoloured clothing. And he's fabulous. He's like, Rainbow, you're not gonna scout shit in that getup. You'll be spotted from a mile off. He goes like, yeah, I will, but I will look fabulous. Fabulous scouting.
Yeah, but if you're going to call something Rainbow, then you need to call other things Zippy, Bungle and George.
Well, we have our military is officially named before we even have it. Oh god, we can adopt another policy. Adopt another orphaned policy. So we're gonna get landed elite here.
I've got a horrible feeling. I've got a horrible feeling that the screen share's frozen because I can't see anything. Oh no, we're back. Hello, policy window.
Yeah, it's policy. We're gonna go for landed elite here, which is gonna improve our growth rate in our capital. It's gonna go up. We're gonna get more people so we can build more shit. That is.
So we've gone for a pyramid, a hammer, and then some apples.
You're goddamn right. Well, yeah, like land elite specifically. Let me bring the policy tree up. Is plus 10% growth and plus 2 food in the capital. Now, growth and food are interchangeable. It says growth here and food. It's a bit misleading, but they basically equate to the same thing. So you gain plus 2 food and plus 10%. So, you know, both things work together. So our capital now has plus 3.3 food. The 0.3 is coming from the percentage. That's how much we're growing. Because we're producing a lot more and some of it's being consumed by our citizens.
Here's something else that's interesting that I've noted, right? So we are basically playing as
Ahmad!
or something, which is yes, that we are him as the leader.
Yes.
Right. So from the beginning of the game, we've had the calendar in the top right corner of the screen
So
next to the
teach us
help
to
and
number
menu
our
things.
days.
But we have just discovered the calendar.
Yeah, we've just discovered
So
the secrets of
We've
calendar.
had this. But we've had the calendar all along and have just hidden it from our people.
It's hidden technically. Well, you know, it's what always happens. The rich have access to it. The poor, you know, just left to stew. Alright, the Yakuza have been promoted. They're elite Yakuza now. So we're now going to send these guys up to spank these idiot archers. And they will crush them because melee units destroy ranged units, generally speaking, when they're actually meleeing them. The trade-off being obviously they can't bombard. Right, these guys can poke this guy again.
Oh my god, that was a decisive victory.
It was a curb stomp battle. That's what it was.
If that had been a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, it would have been a flawless victory.
They wouldn't though, because they took damage while doing it. You know, it was a one-hit kill, but they didn't.
Good enough.
Yeah, it's close enough. It would have been like, it would have been one of those victories where you win and they get like one cheeky kick on you. And you're like,
Yeah, they effectively would have been the equivalent of those people that just used to hold the down button and spam kick.
like me. I do that. I'm bad at fighting games. You've got to do what you can. Right, we're gonna get archery here, so we can go an archer. Yeah, who knew? And use it to take out these idiot barbs. And then we're going to get masonry so we can hook up our marble. I mean, maybe there's a case to be made. It's defensible to go get the marble first so you can build the wonder quicker. But since we're nearly done with our wonder,
I've got some advice.
Is it good advice?
It is good advice, because remember, I am a master tactician, and you said then that you were going to build an archer, and I just thought I'd offer my pearls of wisdom and say that if you're planning on conquering the world, you might want more than just one man with a bow. So maybe multiple archers would be a good idea.
You would say that, but one archer is actually quite capable of taking out every single barb camp on this continent. Because the barbs are
but that's one
retarded.
pack of archers. That's not just one archer.
Wow. A pack of archers. Oh, look, a pack of archers appeared. Right.
A wild pack of archers.
A wild
appears.
pack of archers.
They shoot. They shoot the enemy in the knee. It's super effective.
They shoot Skyrim guard in the knee. It's super effective. You know, fun fact about the Skyrim guards when they say "I took an arrow to the knee." You know, it's a reference to them being married, rather than an actual combat injury that miraculously every single guard in the entire country of Skyrim suffered.
And you've officially made that meme on the internet boring.
It's never going to be boring, because people aren't going to know the truth.
You just ruined it.
I'm sorry, I've ruined something. That room's already boring, to be quite honest. Been around for a while. Right, so how long? One turn. Alright, put your fingers crossed. I need you to cross your fingers, because I am officially going to rage quit if this gets built now. I said that. I'm not actually going to rage quit if it gets built. I will be very unhappy though. Hey, we got it! The Great Library. Curious in the name, it is pretty great.
That doesn't look like Scarborough.
This is Bizarro World Scarborough. But you've got to keep remembering. Right, so this does a number of things. Free tech, which is always good. We're going to go for one of the expensive techs as well. So, second thing, free library. This is good for two reasons. One, obviously it's free library, so you get more science output. And the library you get does not cost maintenance money. Actually, you know, pretty good. It's like an extra gold or two per turn. The two slots for great writing is to do with culture victories. This is one of the new mechanics they brought in this new expansion. Essentially, a great work of writing is produced by a great writer, which is a cultural specialist that you obtain by working your writer's guild, which you can build, I believe, when you've researched drama and poetry. Having these slots is quite helpful if you're going for the culture victory, but we're not. So that's kind of like a side effect.
Could we reserve one of those slots of great works of writing for J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter series?
Possibly. I don't think Harry Potter is included among the great works of writing in the game, but it's possible. I don't think I've seen them all. It could be Les Miserables.
I think it should be.
It could be Les Miserables, though, or something like that.
or 50 Shades of
Oh
Grey.
god, if that is a great work of writing in the game, I will unlike this for quit playing. Right, choose a free tech. Yes, okay. We're going to get philosophy. What philosophy lets you do is build the National College. This is a great way to sort of get your science output going, because normally this requires a library built in all of your cities, which is obviously difficult if you're spamming cities all over the map. But since we've only got one, we can just flat out go ahead and build this now, because the Great Library has just given us a free library. So we're going to get philosophy, but we're not going to build the National College just yet. I want to get this archer in one turn anyway, so we can deal with our barbarian friends. So we're going to put one turn into a National College, then we'll build an
The
archer.
college.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to college.
The college is also a great source of income for your marijuana dealers.
The haft
Oh,
of the
clearly.
arrow had been feathered with one of the eagles.
You know, it's possible to mod this game and introduce marijuana as a luxury resource. I'm sure someone's probably done this.
Or you could introduce methamphetamines as a luxury resource and then play as America, and you could be Walter White.
Could be Walter White as... Right, we're going to take out this hand axe, because who uses hand axes? Barbarians, that's who. And we just don't tolerate barbarians. We can send the scout back
Yeah,
out.
guys, get with the times.
Spears.
It's like 2120 BC.
Spears is
Come
where
on.
it's at. Right, let's get this archer built. 4 turns for that. Then we can go.
Been living in the past.
We can go and remove the ugly stain, which is the barbarians. Once we're done with the college, we're going to spam out some settlers, get some more cities built, expand our empire, and now more barbarians from the south. This is getting very irritating. Our guy is not going to be able to get there in time to defend our poor workers, so we're going to have to pull them back. Jolly annoying. That's what this is. Jolly annoying. We'll just go farm this, which is actually where I should be farming, because it's a river tile, as you will see later. That is important. So we've got a barb camp over here, and there's one up north as well. Both are annoying and need to be dealt with. In fact, it may even be worth building 2 archers just to expedite the process.
As long as the sheep is safe in the pen, I'm happy.
Well, at this rate they won't be. They're probably going to get pillaged. Those retard hander.
I will not tolerate our sheep being pillaged.
They won't get pillaged next turn. They're going to have to move up there to pillage. By that time they'll be dead, so I think it'll be fine. Alright, so we've got another archer loitering around up here. Let's see if we can get him to come within range of our scout, and then we can smash him in the face.
Is that Rambo?
Yep, Rambo the scout. Excellent, right. The city-state is now targeting an encampment. What this means is, if you destroy the encampment near them, this encampment, they will give you influence, which is great, because we're going to destroy this encampment anyway, so we're basically just going to get free points, brownie points from the city-state, just for doing what we were actually intending on anyway. I like getting free stuff. So yeah, we're going to get the archer out, we're going to send him over here, just take this crap out. The spearmen can remain in the city to protect it from the northern barbarians, and we'll pull back our archer, remove them, and now more barbarians will inevitably spawn, but it won't be as a bigger problem once we have our archer up and running.
You know nothing. All of the worst things come from beyond the wall.
There is no wall. I could build a great wall just so we have bad things that can come from beyond it. keep this guy here looking like a voyeur over this camp. But I think we've actually got 2 camps up north. I think there's one over here that we haven't found yet that spawned at some point, as well as this one which we've known about for a while. It's tiresome, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Right, let's get the National College, then we can start settlers. And in fact, we gotta look for some more cities, from some city sites where we can put our second city. So we could go down here next to Mount Fuji, get some faith, get some cow, get some more copper. The problem with this is that
I like cows.
I know, right? Cows are good; they give you food, but the problem with doing this is it doesn't give us any happiness, because there's no other luxuries that we don't already have. So, you know, maybe it's worth it for Fuji. Probably is. So we'll probably slap one down there. We've got incense up here, but the problem is this is in the absolute middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of the desert of death. So that's any city we place here is not going to grow at all for very quickly.
Is it worth building cities in a certain proximity to each other so that their borders overlap and you sort of control all the land in between?
Yes, but well, kind of not. Like, it's useful having them close-ish to each other so that when you connect them up with roads, the road isn't like 1,000,000 miles long. But there's no appreciable benefit to having cities. That's why it's like controlling every single tile of terrain on your continent. Like, if the terrain is garbage, like this desert, there's no real benefit to controlling it. So the other candidate site we have is up here or up around here. Here we have wheat on the river, cows, copper, and the silk. And we also have the Grand Mesa over here. I'm not sure the Grand Mesa is really worth settling though. So I think we're going to place one possibly around here, so we can get this copper, this wheat, the silk, and all this goodness. This will be a decent city site, probably around here. We're going to have to take out this barb camp first. So we'll probably go and settle Mount Fuji first. Yeah.
I see.
So that's our immediate expansion plans taken care of. I don't think there's any especially good sites left on the continent after that, so we'll probably then have to rely on overseas development. Right, let's just go flat out fortify down there. Luckily our spearman is healing up, so he'll be able to repel any further invasions. And the additional benefit, when you place cities down here, any area which is not covered in this fog of war will not spawn any further barb camps. So we won't have to really worry about any more barbs. I mean, actually there is incense over here as well. If this city-state wasn't here, I'd probably slap a city down around that, but there is, so it's probably not worth it. And we probably will eventually put one here as also kind of like a throwaway city, just to get this incense. And the fish, I'm sure, but we're going to have to undergo some naval exploration relatively soon. Right, masonry done.
Yeah, because...
So yeah, what our options for teching is we're going to need optics and eventually astronomy reasonably quickly. I think though we're going to get the wheel, actually let's get sailing, then the wheel into mathematics. Mathematics lets us have a good stab at getting the hanging gardens, which is another excellent wonder to get if you're going down the tall empire techie route, which is roughly what we're aiming for. These guys can all hook up with marble as well. Hang on. I think it's actually better if we just get doing that as soon as possible. Marble has a special property for a luxury, which means once you have marble improved with a quarry, 15% production on all wonders, which includes the National College. So it's something I'm interested in getting hooked up as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, the
But
archer...
how is the production of milk from those cows?
I think that's just incorporated into the food output of the tile. I don't think there's a specific milk result. But if there was, then you could actually ask any civilization you met if they got milk.
That would be a good plan.
And you could milk that joke for a bit longer. It would be utterly ridiculous.
Oh dear.
Alright, the guy is healed, he's perfect to move him up. He's now the border guard. He is the Night Watch. This guy is effectively the Night Watch. We could have called him Jon Snow instead of Yakuza. And now his watch begins.
What's the fat one called?
Sam Tarly.
Yes, Sam Tarly.
Ooh, look at this. We've just hit payday dirt over here. This barbarian has been an absolute cad and a bounder, and it has captured one of Mombassa's workers. So if we take this camp, which we're going to, we're going to capture this worker back. We'll then have an option. We'll have a choice of whether to return the worker to Mombasa for some, influence, or stealing it for ourselves, which will give us 3 workers, which is quite nice to have when we settle our new cities. And I might just give it to them, because we already stole a worker from Cape Town, so we've got enough of them. Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We've got to destroy the barbs first. And since it's a hand axe garrisoning that camp, that could take a little while. Ah, they're spawning galleys. That's actually pretty helpful. So the fun thing about barbarians camping in their camps, they have a very specific pattern of behaviour that they undergo. When there is a camp, any unit nearby will immediately move and fortify itself within the camp and not do anything else. They will sometimes leave the camp to attack vulnerable units travelling close to it, but they won't ever fight back against your military units. So your guy can just sit here and wail on it all day with no retaliation. When it spawns another guy, then you kind of have to take that out, because that will move around and attack you. But generally speaking, an archer is fairly free to just deal with barbs at its own pace.
But how have the barbarians got more advanced technology than us and have built a sailing boat already?
Well, those barbarians, don't underestimate them.
He who commands.
That's right. Now we're on technical parity with the barbarian. Essentially,
Oh, thank God for that.
the barbarians work by their tech level is governed by the average tech level of the game. For example, if so a given amount of civs have developed, each researched sailing, they will have sailing and barbarian galleys or whatever. Likewise, eventually you'll start spawning spears and pikes once civilizations start researching those technologies themselves. So if you're ever just developing Renaissance era or medieval era units and you suddenly see a barbarian rifle or something, you know that you are very far behind.
And on that note, I think it's worth ending this play session.
Yes, and we are well on our way to developing quite a nice little empire here across the sea. And in later episodes we will actually have to go out and meet everyone the hard way with sailing boats.
Yes. Well, hopefully then we'll see everyone in the next episode aboard the sea, where I shall be playing Captain Pugwash music and calling everybody Master Bates and Roger the Cabin Boy.
I don't know if we're gonna get across the sea in the next one, but we'll make efforts towards it. We'll be building up for the Pugwash dream. So yeah, on that note, one turn away from our national college. We will save the game as Ahmed. And we will see you all next time.